Hi, this is Mimi from Mimi's Paper Crafting. Welcome back to my channel, and welcome back to yet another fun fold card video. Today's videos are going to be Z cards. All right, so let's get started. I just have a bunch of different colored scrap 8.5 by 11. I have my scoreboard, and I don't want to use my scoreboard to cut because my blade is dull. So we're gonna switch out to another paper trimmer. And we're gonna cut bases. I think I'm just gonna use, going right from what's on top. Doesn't matter what color they are to me. So we're just gonna cut this at the normal 5.5 and get 2 card bases. And I think I'm gonna cut another one because I don't know how many I have. I think I have four different ones, I think. I don't remember off the top of my head. But we're going to start with the first and, in my opinion, easiest Z-fold card because you're not really doing anything. So you just take your cardstock that is cut the normal A2 size, and we're going to score at 2 1/8. And we're going to score at 4 1/4. That's it, you guys. It's literally 3 folds. Three scores, not 3 folds. Don't mind me. We be tired over here in my house today. We're tired. And then you just fold it back. So now you have Z-fold card, okay? So you just open it like that. So you're going to, where's my pen? This is just a basic Z-fold. And it's an A2 scored at 2 1/8 and 4 1/4. That's it. All right. So that is our first one. Now we're going to do the same thing, but we're going to get a little bit fancy. So we're going to score at 2 1/8 and 4 1/4. Okay. And then we're going to need our paper trim. And what we're going to do is, I think we'll go up maybe 2 1/4 inches. Now, remember, with my scoreboard, I'm scoring backwards because of where my scoreboard is. So it's going to lay like this, but when I score, I'm scoring backwards. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm going to measure up 2 1/4 from the bottom of my paper. So do you understand what I'm saying? Because usually on scoreboards they're turned this way. Okay, so I would have been scoring at 2 1/4, 2 1/8, 4 1/4. Okay, but mine, because it's the trim, when I'm doing 2 1/8, I'm going from this way, but the card is going to face this way. Do you understand what I'm saying? Do you understand? If you don't, it's not your fault. It's all me. So we're going to line up this mark with this score line. Okay, now if you need to, how about I draw a line so you guys can see, and we will follow with the line. So I'm just going to draw a line, and we're going to cut that off. Okay. So I'm just lining it up. And of course, I missed cutting off the actual line I drew. So it's going to look like that. And it's going to look like this and like this. So now you have a fancier Z-fold. Okay. So, it still a Z-fold. So it's an A2 scored at 2 1/8 and 4 1/4. Measure up 2 1/4. Cut to top of 4 1/4 score line. Okay, that's it. Easy peasy. All right. Now, we need another piece. So we're going to cut this yellow because it's the next biggest size. And next one in line that is the right size. Jeez Louise, I can't speak. And then I'm also going to take this blue, and it should be, are we cut at the right thing? We are cut. It needs to be trimmed just a little bit. So we're going to take this and we're going to cut this to 2 inch. So now as you see, we have 2 pieces. Okay. I'm going to put this down and we're going to do some more scoring again. Now, this is going to be the same card, just with 2 different sizes. Okay. So we're going to score again at 2 1/8, 4 1/4. We're going to do the same with this one. 2 1/8, 4 1/4. Then we're going to take this and score at 2 1/8, 4 1/4. And we're going to take this and score at 2 1/8 and 4 1/4. Okay? And all we're going to do is fold like we've been folding. You've seen me make this card. I enjoy making this card. We're going to do the same thing over here. So this, I'm doing this in 2 different sizes so you can see that you can do 2 different sizes. All right, so let's glue this on. And I'm just putting glue here and here. And we're just going to find a spot we want to put it and put it down. Okay. And there we go. So this is a double Z fold. I hear my dog grumbling up there and I'm not going up there to let him out. I don't really care. So this piece could be whatever size by 5 1/2 scored at 2 1/8 and 4 1/4. And this is still, once again, A2 scored at 2 1/8, 4 1/4. Now, I just try to take the cap off the bottom of my pen. So then we have this one. And now I cut the same one so you can see how it looks with a different size paper. I'm going to have to go up there. He is grumbling. Awesome. So we're doing the same thing. This one I'm going to put more up in the middle because that is how I would have it. Okay. And there we go. Okay. So those are those 2 done that way. Let me go up and see what that dog needs. Okay, he wanted water. And if you don't know, my dog has Cushing's, so he always wants fucking water. Always. And I had given him water before I left. That means he had drank it all. Such a pain in my butt. Okay, So we have another card base, and I need another piece of this. So let's cut this down to 3 by 6. Okay. So we're going to cut this down. I have all my notes. I'm going to cut it to 6 and then 3. So 3 by 6. All right. And then we have, of course, our normal 5.5 by 11 card base. So for this one, let me write down that, let's score this at 3. Okay. And I'm going to write, get off of me, down that this is 3 by 6 scored at 3 inches. All right. And now we have this guy here, and we are going to score him at, I can't read my notes, 1 3/4. Okay. 3.5, which I should know because I can add. I can add, you people. I really can. 5 1/4. Okay. And that doesn't seem right. Well, yes, I'm wrong because I can't add. It's 5.5 by 11. 5.5 by 11 cardstock. It's fine. We're all fine here. I barely got any sleep. We're all fine. And I hurt badly. You'll already have heard the story, but because this is going up next month. This is June, by the way. It's June 10th today. But yesterday, and this isn't going up until the end of July, but yesterday, we tore down the shed in the backyard. And you've already heard the video. If you've seen the video, if not, I will give you a quick little rundown since I brought it up. Okay, so 1 3/4 as soon as I score. 1 3/4, 3.5, 5 1/4, and 7. Okay, because I'm a dum-dum and was not paying attention to my own notes. And as always, these are not my cards. I have scoured the internet for all of the fun fold cards that I can find, and I'm making a series. And honestly, you guys, so many people make these cards. I cannot find an original creator. It's impossible. So many people make these cards. I would have to search for days to find out the original creators. Okay. Anyway, so yesterday we tore down the shed. So these middle folds, we're going to fold into the valley, okay? And then we're going to fold out. We're just accordion folding. So yesterday, we tore down my dad's old shed. And why do I feel like that's wrong? It goes this way and this way. Okay. Jeez Louise. So it's going to look like that. All right? It's going to look like that. So we tore down my dad's old shed yesterday. It was a wooden shed, and it was in really bad shape. Very bad shape. Like, the walls were completely rotted. It's a 26-year-old shed. He built it 26 years ago with free wood also, by the way. So it was in bad shape. So it needs to be replaced. And then we will just glue this piece like so. So as we are, here's my glue. As we are, we're going to glue it like this to give ourselves a nice border. Okay. So I'm just going to flip this out and put glue right here and flip it back in. So as we're tearing down this shed, first of all, the boyfriend was able to just like rip off the doors. I'm not even kidding. It was like you taped them on. That is how rotted and bad they were. It was like you taped them on. It was ridiculous. Okay, so then it looks like so. So this is an accordion Z-fold. So I'm going to write down all the information on the card and we'll be done with this one. So we need a 5.5 by 11, and this is an accordion. How do you spell accordion? Did I spell it right? Let's see. Am I going to spell it right? It's an I-O-N. So, he just tore the doors off, which, great, that was easy. So that was one thing down. 3.25, 3.5, not 3.25, 3.5, 5.25, and 7. There we go. And then the walls started to come down, which you would think, great, that's great, the walls will come down. However, and I'm sorry if you're rehearing this story, but I don't know who watches my videos, and there's a reason that I hurt really bad today. However, the shed started to tip this way towards the neighbor's fence. So the boyfriend ran over and like pushed on the shed. Now, mind you, there's 2 walls and a roof left on this shed because it was crumbling that much. This is what was left of the shed. And he's holding on to it. So we switch spots and I'm holding on to the shed to prevent it from crashing into the neighbor's fence. And he's lifting the roof up literally and like shaking it up and down like he's flicking a towel to fold. And it's pushing the shed into me, which is then pushing me in. And I'm like, something's got to be done. So he takes over and I am now holding up the roof. Because if you don't hold up the roof and it sinks down, it's pushing the shed into the fence. So I held up the roof for a good 5 minutes, probably more. And the boyfriend held up the 2x4 so the shed would not fall into the neighbor's fence. Oh, also, there's another fence behind it too that we're trying to protect. Granted, these fences were put in after we put our shed in, so then my dad has to go get the tractor and bring the tractor to the back it up, tie rope to the 2x4 my boyfriend is currently holding up to keep the shed in place, and then to the tractor with rope that we're both like, this may be old rope. I don't know how old this rope is. It was bad. We thought the rope was going to snap. And then pull forward to steady the shed. And he did. But I hurt. I hurt badly today. My arms hurt. Even my butt hurts. Like I hurt. At the end, I was shaking so bad. My dad finished tying that rope as I was like, it's going to collapse. I can't hold this anymore. That it's a heavy ass roof. I couldn't hold anymore. Afterwards, once it was secured by the tractor, the boyfriend literally just took the roof and flipped it up and ripped the roof off. Yeah. He's like, it was anger. Anger did it. It was bad, you guys. All right, let me find the next Z-fold card. Okay, so the next Z-fold card is a double Z-fold card. Okay, so I have a 5.5 inch by 12 inch piece of paper, and we're gonna put it the correct way. Don't worry. So it's 5.5 by 12, and we are going to score at, you ready? 2, 4, 8, and 10. 2, 4, 8, and 10. And then we're just going to fold each side in. So it's reminiscent of a gatefold. So you would need a closure for this. But then it goes like so. Now, there's also another way to do this card. And that way you would put, like, it would end up looking like this. This is a different video though, but right now we're doing this, and then you would literally just need a closure or not. I guess if you scored it enough, you wouldn't need a closure. I guess it would be up to you guys, but it's basically a gatefold. So if you like to put closures on your gatefold, you put a closure on your gatefold. So this is a double Z card, and it's 5.5 by 12, scored at 2, 4, 8, and 10. All right, let's see. Let me go check my other notes and see if this might be the last one. I'm not sure. Okay, we will do one last one, and it's the same as this one, but we're going to cut on the diagonal again. So I need a 5.5 by 12 inch piece of paper. Okay, put this aside because we'll need it. So we'll put it aside for now, as well as that. We'll probably need it for another card one day. And we're going to do the same scoring. 2, 4, 8, 10. 2, 4, 8, 10. Okay. I'm going to put my scoreboard away. And I'm going to take my ruler. And I'm going to measure up 2 1/4, just like I did on the other one. Okay. On both sides. 2 1/4. All right. And then we're going to match up to here and to here. All right. So we're going to take our mark here and match it up to this here on the diagonal. Actually, yeah. I'm going to use a different trimmer because we want this to be exact so they match exactly on both sides. So I'm going to use this trimmer, which is way more precise because it has that wire. Okay, so I'm just going to match like so. Okay, we just want to make sure we are more precise with this one, like so. So now we have some kind of weird shape. That's what it looks like to me. And we'll do the same thing. You can see how badly, though, I need a new blade. See that? I need a new blade. That's why I don't use that trimmer very often. Okay, there we go. So this is a diagonal double. So diagonal double Z fold, 5.5 by 12, scored at 2, 4, 8, 10, cut 2 1/4 up. There we go. So now we have a bunch. Okay, so we have 2 different versions of this double. Hope if I spelled that right. 2 versions of the double Z card here. We have 2 versions of the basic Z fold here. And we have 2 versions of this double Z fold. Okay, and then we have this accordion Z fold. So the accordion, the double, these are really good for making scenes, by the way, this one here. This double with this bigger one here, so you can see what that looks like. The diagonal basic Z fold, and then the diagonal basic Z fold, and then the double Z card with the diagonal double Z card. There you go. Those are Z cards. And as always, If you want to know how to do any kind of fun fold card, you let me know down in the comments so I can figure out how to do it, find out how to do it, and make a video on it. All right, thank you so much for joining me today. I hope these videos are helpful for you. There's an entire playlist, by the way. Every one of these videos is going into its own fun fold card playlist. So anytime you need a fun fold card, you can just go watch the playlist. The playlist is linked down below. Okay, so thank you so much for joining me today. If you like this video, hit the like button, subscribe if you're not already subscribed, and if you have any crafty friends who don't know who I am, feel free to share my channel with them, and I will see you guys in the next crafty video. Have a great rest of your day.